Hey everyone, welcome to week 16 of building Vibroblade Ridge. I really do apologize for no video last week and no real information about what's going on. I was very busy all throughout that last week, and then when it came down to Friday, I had family and some friend stuff to do, and I worked the following afternoon, so I didn't get up in time to upload it in the morning. And then Sunday, the system froze while I was trying to upload, all these excuses, but believe me, they all happen. If you follow me on Instagram, which is kind of something I'll talk about, I think, in another part or two, and definitely at the end. But if you follow me on Instagram, you'll get those posts saying, no Vibroblade Ridge tonight, or late Vibroblade Ridge. So it's kind of a good way. If you have an Instagram, definitely follow me there, because that gives you kind of like the micro updates that, like, because, to put out a short video every week, like a 1-minute video saying, sorry guys, no Vibroblade Ridge, or hang on guys, it's coming tomorrow. It doesn't, I can do a couple of those update videos every now and then, like I did the CoolRidge update. But I mean, like I said, my system froze, so it wasn't like I couldn't not only upload that video, I wasn't able to upload any other video at that time. I just had bad internet. That's the way it works out. But anyways, with my rambling and all my excuses, this week we do talk about the cannon placement. We talk about kind of the trench idea. We actually get into physically building the trench, just a very small portion of it, maybe 12 studs across, maybe. That's pushing it. And then we get a lot more filler brick and a little bit more plating done, which again, it's just something I got to do, and I think it's better off showing you guys this is really how long it takes. If you're not buying, if I just don't go out and buy, 20 cups of filler brick, every other day, this is how long it takes. If I do it about once, maybe twice a week, I get about 12 cups, maybe 14 cups, because I'll buy 12 cups, then I'll buy, whatever it is, however many cups I buy. I think I buy somewhere between 6 and 12 usually. But anyways, without me further rambling, let's go ahead, take a look at what I bring this week, because I can't even remember anymore. It's been kind of a hodgepodge week, so let's go. So I was going through the comments, and it seems like a lot of you want to use the cannon, not so much the tank, and that's fine. I can do whatever. I want to use the tank just because I kind of had a little idea in mind, but I also have an idea for the cannon, and that is our winner. So I have two of these. I have the one right here, then there's another one right there. There's the other one. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to use both of those. It'll be one on each base plate, and actually we'll go down and look at this right here, so hopefully it focuses. It does. So you can kind of see here, there's the main trench line, and I'll show you it up on the actual kind of what I have so far built. And then back a couple paces, we'll have this, what you see right here. I know it's kind of just a hodgepodge of lines and dashes and whatnot. So each one of these represents the cannon, but then the dotted line around it represents, it's kind of going to be, I don't know if it's going to be as deep as the trench or about half as deep as the trench. I'm not sure. I'm thinking about half as deep. And what we're going to go ahead and do is we'll put those kind of in the middle. I'm not sure. I'd like to have a kind of a trench of not the same depth as this main one, but kind of the same depth as the kind of indents or kind of dugouts for the cannons where they're set in. I plan on kind of maybe putting a little path between the two, maybe not. It kind of comes down to how far apart they are. Will it look good? Will it not look good? Stuff like that are just kind of factors in it. But we did decide to go with the cannon, and we are going to go ahead. We're going to put up here. As you can see right here, I have these two bricks. This is the main trench, so I might even shorten it up. Oop, put my hand in front of that. I didn't even think about it. I may shorten it up by 2. So I might, bring it in just a little bit smaller, because when we put this guy on here, I want to at least have minimum. I want 2 brick space or 2 stud space behind. So I might even shorten this up another 2, and really that's almost gonna be 12 bricks, about 11 bricks or studs. I think that'll be, really good if we just find a couple just random figures right here really quick. Even if I have them, let's say 2 away, I have room for someone to walk, there. And I could even put another person, kind of, because no one's going to be side by side, but, we could have people walk side by side. And the droids aren't as wide, too, so they're not going to take up as much space. So I think that size for the trench, at least width, will look really nice. It's going to run along the whole line there. So this I might move this back then. We have this build up right here. I think I might move it back if the trench is going to be right here, because initially, if it was just going to be the tanks, I was going to push the trench back to probably almost about there, or it wouldn't have started until like here. So this is where the trench really would have been, and then we would have kind of had like the clones have a very, you know, upfront and personal little hideout right before the trench. But with the tank idea being scrapped, we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna have to move the trench forward. That way we can get the cannon in there with enough space. Now I gotta mess around with we gotta see, and if it ends up being too crowded, I will go to the Corporate Alliance tanks. But I don't think we're gonna have that issue. Because again, what I can do is I'll do the indents, and you know that'll be it. Or what I could even do is just for the feet. So where the feet are placed, we have those kind of cratered in. But I want to do like the whole cannon in a crater. So we'll see what that kind of comes out to, what I can do with that. It's just bricks. I got to order it in. Again, this next paycheck that comes in, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pick a brick order, which will maybe be a couple more of these. But we're going to get... Actually, we're going to get a lot of 1x2s, like I was saying last week. A lot of 1x2s and a lot of slopes. I got to actually find the bin. I'm not sure where it went. It's a little concerning. But I have a bin full of kind of like my leftover slopes. I think it's out in the other room. But what we're going to have to do there, too, is for... Not so much for the trench, so I got to come up with some trench design ideas, at least for the wall. I'm thinking it's probably going to be flat, but I want to add at least different colors in there. I'm thinking of getting dark tan and brown, kind of to mix it up a little bit. When I'm on the website, I'll see if there's kind of any other good colors that might mix. Maybe dark gray, I'm not sure yet. But if you guys have any ideas of what I might be able to do for the trench, or what I might do, or I could do, is I could put some studs facing out. What I could do is I'll just take some plates, plate it, and then I'll put some detailing on there if I can get a hold of some tiny cheese slopes or something. But that's the problem. I got to get a hold of those cheese slopes. So I don't know. I got to come up with the trench design. That's something big we got to work on. But without further ado, let's go into the next part of the video and see what we get done. That's right, everybody. We got a whole bunch more filler brick this week. Again, I know it's just been filler brick, filler brick, filler brick, and really dark gray filler brick. But it's nice to have stuff that's not dark gray, because that means all this middle area, and then over there at the end, we can get it all filled in, all done. You know, it'd be nice to get the filler brick just done, you know, then I can just plate the top. So the goal is to kind of, between doing an order online in the next week or two, again, I'm just waiting for the right paycheck. I know I keep saying it, I just need the right paycheck. Anyone who's building something this large or has a job, you know, and you're trying to buy something, you're going to get something, you got to wait for that right paycheck. This is kind of my moment. I'm waiting for the right paycheck, because either I can do two things, buying a bunch of filler brick and buying a bunch of detailing brick, or I can do one or the other. What I'll probably do is I'll buy the detailing brick, because that's going to take a while to get here, and then I'll just slowly get the filler brick. But we have other filler brick that's not dark gray, because I don't want to use dark gray on the inside until I'm done with the outside. So really, once we'll kind of go over there and we'll talk about it a little bit more. Once I get that last wall done, any dark gray, extra dark gray filler brick we'll go ahead and use out here, or well, in there. But it's nice to have this. And I know, again, you guys like another filler brick segment, really. The way I'm looking at this is, yeah, there's been a lot of filler brick segments and this and that. But it's important, I think, for those who are building, mocks, this is a building series, that it does take a lot of filler brick. If you're going to do something like this, whether you do it how I did it, whether you do it a different way, because like I said, I've thought about a different way to do it, but I'm just keeping it consistent all the way through, because that's just who I am. Maybe I'll change it up on this last one. I'm not sure, so I can show you all what I was talking about for alternative filler bricking, yeah. But, I think it's important to say, okay, you're not just going to buy, you're not going to, in a 2-week span. Maybe you can in a 2-week span. Honestly, if I wanted to, I probably could have went out and I could have bought all the filler brick I needed in 2 weeks or less. But I can't just dump money like that. I just can't. I got to pay a credit card bill. I got to pay for food, gas, other stuff that I want. It's not Lego related. But that's the point, So actually, let's go around to the other side before I completely go off on a tangent, even though I kind of already did. So we go ahead, we'll be using all this filler brick, a whole bunch of cups. Let's put into that. We're going to go over here. And kind of this is that last bit I was talking about. So we got one wall here and one wall here, and then the dark gray wall. So once this dark gray wall's done, I'm just going to get filler brick. Whether it's dark gray, light gray, blue, green, pink, purple, whatever it is, then I can all go into here and we can start doing this filler brick in here. Again, these base plates separate, as you can kind of see in the middle from everywhere. So I can kind of take it out, build it somewhere else, or I can build it here. But once we get this done, you know, it's just this last bit and filler brick that, and we just got a whole bunch of plating in the trenches to do. So this is looking really great. I'm very happy with this. You know, I always say every week I'm very happy, but it's always nice to have progress. You know, whether you're building something large or small, you know, you get that nick when you get that progress, whether it's just a couple bricks or, you know, it's a whole base plate. I know, because in the beginning we were doing full base plates at a time. It's just a great feeling, and it's fantastic, you know, to be at this point. You know, to say I was this far along in my last large project, you know, in only a couple months was a lie. I mean, last time I think maybe I had 2 base plates, 10% to 15 of the percent all the way done. Now, you know, we got all this filler brick in here, really solid up. You know, heck, we got 2, 3, so we got half the mock, upper mock plated completely, or pretty much completely, you know, except for some of the foxholes and stuff. And then we do have the bottom pretty much completely, you know, plated, just some more detailing stuff to add. You know, working on some stuff over there we'll talk about on another week. But looking good. So without further ado, I don't know if there'll be a time lapse or not, just because I could kind of put the camera, you know, somewhere over here and have me building off to the side over there. So I don't know if you're gonna get a time lapse or not. We'll kind of go ahead and we'll figure it out when we're done, or maybe I'll just do like build half of it, stop, say, hey, this is where I'm at after a little bit, and continue. I don't know. But without further ado, let's see where that brick gets me. So after a lot of work, obviously there was no time lapse, just because I wanted to just get it done. As you'll kind of see, I talk about, I'm going to talk about it. This video is coming out later than I wanted to. So I didn't time lapse it. I just kind of went through and cranked it out. So I was able to get this last dark gray one done. I just kind of added some here and then one down at the corner. But I was able to get that 4th base plate completely filler brick. I meant to plate it as well, but I completely forgot to do that. I didn't get around to that. So that'll be in next week's episode. I'll finish off plating all this, add in a couple foxholes or craters, and we'll be done, or we'll get like kind of this 4th base plate to the same level as those other 3. And then I did start on filler bricking this area. Something that everyone's going to be like, well, why didn't you do this in the beginning? Blah, 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 blah. I can give you 100 reasons why I didn't, or a couple reasons why I didn't. But essentially, I started it this way, and I kept doing it this way. And then I kind of finally said, you know what, I just need to get the filler brick done, so I'm going to give this a try. So kind of this is my, I don't know how sturdy this is, this technique, the kind of, you skip 2 studs and all that, where I know this doesn't seem sturdy, you only have 1 or 2, but when you're done, you know, it's very sturdy, you know, the full finished product. So we'll see what this is of the last 2 base plates. So the back corners, that one I haven't touched yet. These ones will be completely filler bricked in this style. See how it goes. With my luck, by the time I get done, I'll say, wow, I wasted so much money on this. And I'm not going to tear these apart. So I'm not going to be like, oh, this is great. Let me just say brick and tear some of these down, do that. I'll just get what I need to finish off these 2 base plates. Depending on the paycheck, I'm going to place the order, and I'm just going to go through. I'm going to just buy as much filler brick as I can. Obviously, I was able to note that I only had so much of the black left over and so much of the dark gray left over. Knowing that I could go this far with it, just a little amount, I think I'm going to be really happy with as far as I can get. But like I said, I didn't try this earlier because I wasn't sure if it was going to be sturdy enough. But we will see. There, see, you watch me put a brick on today. So there was physical building in this episode. You can't hold that against, because I know I've been having some time lapse in the last few. One thing I do want to kind of talk about before I go here, I'll probably bring it up again at the end of the video, so in a couple seconds, maybe a minute, I'll even bring it up again. But would you rather see me go ahead, dive in, get all the clones I need, or do you want me to finish filler bricking this? Whether or not the videos on that, I'm not sure how that's going to go, like video on that, this, and some other stuff will I work, or not. If it's the clones, obviously we'll just have the video dedicated to the clones, but do you think I should just go ahead, get this last 2 base plates all filler bricked up? Or should I go ahead, kind of pause in this and go ahead and focus on the clones? Because that's all I have for the clones right now. So that's one thing I would like you all to comment down below. If not, if I don't get any comments, I will just go ahead and get filler bricks so we can finish that up. So before I kind of do the closing talk here, I'm going to go ahead and end this portion of the video. We'll close out the video, and I'll see you next week. Hey, so you just saw I got this filler brick done, but I did go ahead and I plated this along with, I got stuff to filler brick in about, I'd say, almost a quarter of this last third. Obviously not quite a half, because I still got all this to do, but about half of one base plate is kind of there. And we did look at the trench. That's kind of nice, and one big reason why I did go ahead and hop on and do this, because obviously I took an extra week to get this video out, which I apologize for, but also it kind of allows me to get a feel for the trench. Right now, this is the depth I have it at. I'm thinking I want to go a little lower because I kind of want the gun just barely to come up. You know, I'd like it to drop down, maybe not quite another brick, but maybe another plate, maybe another 2 plates. I'm not sure yet. So something I'm going to do throughout this week is I'm going to mess with this section. What I'd like to do is I'd like to maybe filler brick in about just the front portion of this. You know, the whole thing would be ideal, but maybe just kind of focus on this front portion so we can get a full or half the trench in, and we can kind of see what that's going to look like. But I am happy I was able to start on the trench, kind of get a little bit of what we're looking at. Again, this is very rough. This is kind of just, hey, here's the spot where it's going to be. I'm not sure. Maybe I'll move it back more, maybe I won't. But what's kind of going to happen is once I get this all plated, I'm going to bring up one of those cannons, see how they fit. I'd like to have like 2, maybe 3 plates free back here, maybe 2.5 plates. I'm not sure yet how that's going to go. But it's looking great. We're coming along. But one thing I wouldn't mind you guys doing is let me know what you guys think you would like to see for like the trench design, such as like this portion right here. It's like the back and the front right here. I got a couple ideas. One of them is just take a brick or a plate, turn it like this, and then obviously go in and detail it. Or what I'm going to do is I'm going to plate all the way across, you know, another space in, and maybe I'll do different kind of plates. I'll get a whole bunch of 1x2s, so yeah, it'll be maybe flat, maybe a little curved, you know, a little bit like this over here, but with different colors, obviously. But it'd be kind of more flat. I don't know if you want to see that. Kind of give me an idea what you want to do. If you have any cool ideas, go ahead and maybe build it. And feel free to send me an email at CoolRidge Production. I'm saying it in this part, but I'll also say it at the end of the video, just so you guys remember to do so. Kind of give me an idea what maybe you want to see. Otherwise, I'm just going to kind of go ahead and start prototyping throughout the week, kind of try to get an idea. It's going to be hard to do the one idea because I really don't have any 1x2s left, or really any 1x whatever's left, so I got to order a whole bunch of those. But we are getting along very well with this, so before I kind of do all my end rambling here, let's go ahead and end out the video. So that was this week, guys. I think it went pretty well. I, you know, for kind of taking that extra week to do stuff, kind of cutting it all together was kind of weird. But, you know, we did get what I said done. You know, I'm really happy how that I'm able to get as far as I got with the filler brick. I'm trying that new filler brick technique. I'm really liking it. As of right now, saving part-wise. Now, when I get it one whole base plate done, I get everything built on top of it. If it's just as solid, I'll love it that much, and you know, we can all laugh and say, "Wow, Hunter, you made a huge mistake in filler bricking those first 4 base plates with just solid walls." And you know, it's just a learning experience for me. I'm not as experienced as the other builders, you know, that maybe you follow as well. You know, you follow me and some of the big guys, but I mean, I'm not as experienced. So, you know, I'm going to do things a little different way. I'm going to fumble around with things. That's just the way it is. But you know, we do have a couple questions this week. One of them is, do you want me to go ahead and kind of work on clones a little bit, take a break from parts, or do you want me to just continue pounding out the parts? I mean, obviously we can't put the figures on until the thing's built, but at the same time, you know, you've been seeing this kind of a lot of, I'm going to say static building, or, you know, standard building, but, you know, nothing crazy yet. You know, we did touch the trench today. It's, you know, and that was really good, really great. But, I mean, you know, let me know. Do you want me to just say, Hunter, crank out the parts, get these parts done, we'll just do a mass order of clones later, or do the mass order of clones now? That way I have them all, and then as soon as I get, you know, the parts, and I can put everything together. So count that down below. Also, give me a couple ideas for the trench. I had the one idea where I'm going to kind of put the plate on its side, and then I'll build some detail on that. Or I got it where I'm just going to build kind of a flat surface up, but what I'm going to do is I'm obviously going to use different colors like brown, dark gray, dark tan, maybe some light tan in there. I'm not sure yet, because in my next order I'm going to probably order at minimum 50 of several types of 1x2s in different color. With the dark tan I'm probably going to be ordering a couple hundred, but with the other ones I'll probably order somewhere between 50 and 100 of those other parts in there, because, you know, I do need brown, definitely I need to kind of mix things up. The light tan, maybe not as much. Dark gray, maybe not as much. But let me know, what do you like to see with the trench? Or go ahead. My email is CoolRidge Production, without the S. When I made it, it was just a slip up. It happens. If you want to build something, take a picture of it and then email it to me. You know, I had Lego Digital Designer on my old laptop, but not my new one yet. So if you send me one of those, like a file that I got to open, I probably won't be able to open it right away. I'm going to have to download everything. But if you just, you know, or even if you do an LDD and then just screenshot it and send it to me as a photo, that'll work. But, you know, if there's any ideas any of you want to send me, feel free to do that. Again, CoolRidge Production, just CoolRidgeProduction at gmail.com, CoolRidgeProduction at gmail.com. I've said that several times, so I hope you get it. If not, just rewatch this last portion. Otherwise, I want to thank you all for your patience. I apologize for not having a video last week. It was just a mess last week. Working extra hours, working an extra day, internet troubles, computer space troubles, which I've been having for a long time, and I finally got a terabyte hard drive. But finally got all that figured out. I'm kind of messing with it, so this week we'll be able to get this video up today. It is Friday. So it should be up Friday, if not early Saturday morning, somewhere between like 1 and 2 a.m. if it's not up before the end of Friday. So I want to thank you all for watching. As usual, please rate, comment, and subscribe. Wow, my speaking today is terrible. I really am pushing to follow me on Instagram, just because instant updates, they're easier for me to post a picture than post a video. I can do that anywhere on my cell phone. Just so you know, but otherwise, guys, I'll see you in my next video.